Hi, I'm Lena. We're going to do a little interview today. How do you feel?
Yeah.
You feel ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
great.
Bring it on.
So first I want to ask you, where did you grow up?
So I was born and raised in Burundi, which is a country in West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And, I would spend most of my time there. And then after, I moved to Uganda to learn English. And then after that, I'm here.
Wow, that's really
Yeah.
interesting. Do you think that helped you on your journey about figuring out what you wanted to do?
Definitely, I'm glad I did because I feel like I got to discover another side of me. You know, like when you're with your family, it's always the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a whole new environment, you're like, oh, it's all me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like my mom's gonna introduce me, now I have to introduce me. Oh no, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I got over it, and I'm glad I did.
Wow, so you have to have a lot of independence.
Yes, yes, freedom, freedom. I'm just not ready for the part where you have to pay for your own bills. But everything else, I welcome it. I'm ready. Yeah.
So getting that independence and coming to America, that really helped you decide what you wanted to do?
Yes and no. Yes, because I was like, okay, cool, now I have more opportunity. Like,
Mhm.
whoa, I didn't know about this. But no, because I kind of had, I felt like I had to have an idea of what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
If it was like psychology, okay, what branch exactly? So in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna be a researcher. I didn't know about counseling, clinical, and all those that like social workers. Like you can become a social worker even if you study for psychology. My mother's like, you have to study sociology and all that. But like it's like it opened up my mind. But I had to at least have an idea of like this is what I want to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So what made you get that idea? Do you have like siblings that you've always like looked after? Something in your school at home? Like what made you want to be in psychology?
Okay, I like to tell people that I actually started doing psychology just to piss off my parents because they never saw that coming.
Yep.
But to be fair, addiction is such a big thing in my culture, and we don't talk about it. And I've seen like family being torn apart because of addiction and all that, like people being judged because they're addicted to something and all that. Like it's not really their fault, so it's not really something that they understand.
Yep.
And I did make some assumptions because I'm a human being and the whole environment's telling me this, so like I assumed it was the right thing. But I was like, I want to know what causes it. Like, where does it come from? Are we born with it or do we develop it? So it became like so interesting because I discovered a brand new thing. And I was like, oh my god, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. But it was mostly to like understand like addiction, how it affects a person, also how it affects the family, the society, and the person from the society point of view. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so you want to get to like the root of addiction and how it affects people's lives.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
I know. I'm intimidated about it. Sometimes I'm like, yes, I'm find the answers. Yeah.
Wow. So there's people close to you with those issues?
Yes. My neighbor is a family member as well, and it's amazing how we are not really allowed to say anything.
Yep.
It's like it does not affect you, so you cannot react to that. And if you react to that, oh, you're selfish and you feel bad for having those feelings. And so coming here, I realized it's normal. But since it's not really something that we talk about back home, I'm like, oh, okay.
So since your culture doesn't talk about it, you want to talk about it more. You want to like break those barriers, you think?
Yes. I also showed to my dad, like, yes, I'm a doctor in psychology. Like, yes, this is a real job. This is an actual thing. It's a real scientific study. It's not like math, which is what they expected, but it's also something as complex as math, I think. So.
It's very complex. I think it's very smart of you to do that, and it really shows growing up the way that you did. It's like kind of you doing the opposite of what you were raised to do, but in a good way, like trying to make the better out of it.
Yeah.
Is that what you always wanted to do? Like growing up, you always wanted to like help people and like do it in a different way?
Yes. I love helping people. Okay, that's that's a lie. I love assisting. You know, helping means like, oh, you're almost like doing the job for them, but assisting, I feel like I'm supporting them to, like in doing what they want to do. So like I love doing that, which, you know, and then like with me choosing to do psychology, at first I was like, yeah, maybe I can listen to people's problems, but I realized I'm so empathetic. I will like literally like, if you're suffering from anxiety, I will heighten it, which is not really, you know, what you're here for. But then now I'm just like, okay, cool, let me actually get to know, because like I guess at home they will like shock me with like facts, you know, like, oh, this has to be proven, this and this and this. Now I feel like I will go back and be like, listen, this is my area. I hope you're well prepared, because I am, you know, like I studied for this and all that. So like I will be showing them facts and normalizing stuff like emotions, stuff like feelings, stuff like trauma and all that, because for them they're like, as long as you have a roof over your head, you have food and clothes, you should be good. But I'm not. So
you need more than the basic needs of life.
Yes.
So coming to America, what made you choose Fitchburg State when you have a ton of options?
Okay, so first I was in Oregon and I loved it, but it was a little bit too slow for me. And I was informed that that's how the West Coast is. Like there's certain parts where it's like almost, but it's not really as intense as the East Coast. And I was like, I feel like I should go to the East Coast. Obviously, I was not allowed to choose New York because my mom was like, you're going to start partying. We're not doing that, okay? And I was like, Boston sounds great. You know, where do you live in Boston? Like, I don't know. I like the name. And then, so I looked at schools in Boston. Very interesting. So was the tuition. So I was like, there's way too many zeros. I'm going, you know, kept going down and all that. And then for some reason in my mind, like State University was like, you know what we see in the movies, like a big lecture. And there's like, oh, I like, the teacher would never see me. They would never know me. I would be there earlier. I would leave the last one. You're never gonna see me, you know. And then, so I had that fear, which is why I started with community college. And then once I was done, I was like, you know what, Boston sounds great. And then I looked at Boston and I was like, okay, the price is a bit too much. And, oh, it's too intense. And then I started going to like the other cities, but within Mass. And I found Fitchburg, and I realized also that Massachusetts standards of education are pretty high, which, you know, will help me. Like, if I decide to become a licensed psychologist, I can go and practice somewhere else without having to retake the test, which is what I was hoping for. And then I found Fitchburg, and
That's a very smart choice. So you want like a faster pace, so you chose Massachusetts. The education is better. Massachusetts is ranked pretty high in education, and also the financial support that you get. And the amount of people too. Like it's do you feel it's very personable here? Do you think you've made relationships that will help your career?
Absolutely. It opened doors for me and helped me kind of get out of my comfort zone. Like me 3 years ago, like freshman me and me now, we'll be looking at each other like, you're not me. Like, no, because I completely changed. And, you know, once I came out of my comfort zone, like I had so many opportunities, you know, to gain relationship, you know, friendships, to gain like great connection when it comes to like looking for future, you know, jobs and all that. And, you know, like I gained such a great network, and I'm grateful I came here, honestly. But so
did you find something good in that network for after college, like your plans for after graduation? Do you have good connections? Do you have like a little plan after?
I do have a plan, but after 2020, let's not plan for anything, okay? Everything can just go, you know. I do kind of have a map, but I have a lot of wiggle room, which which is something that I didn't do before. Listen, it was either plan A, there's no plan B, I'm sorry. If it's not plan A, we have to redo the same thing, you know, but we modify some of the details and all that. But, it did, like, I feel like I've made connections, not just for the next, like, 3-4 years.
Yep.
But also for like life, that people that I look at, I'm like, yeah, I see you and me hanging out, you know, once in a while, like, hey, are you down for a brunch? Like, yeah, I have been waiting for that, you know, type of thing. But yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
So, have you met up with someone for lunch? What's your next step? Like, your end goal? What's your end goal for your whole career?
Okay. So, not to be ambitious, but
Be
we're
ambitious.
aiming at a Nobel Prize. But hey, that's just somewhere. But I feel like one of my goals is to open my own lab, research lab, and having my own funds, and you know, like, I wanna like work with the like barriers. Oh, we don't have enough funds, so you can do this. Oh, we don't have people for this, you can do that. And in the same way, help like international students who are looking for internships and all that, and who are interested in like my research and all that. Like, give them an opportunity to like expand, because it's a game. It's a win-win for them and also for me, because they'll be like, oh, it's a prestigious lab and all that, and then they'll be like, oh, she's been considered for Nobel Prize, and I'll be like, oh, thank you, you know, type of thing. But my ultimate goal is Nobel Prize, but for now, let's just settle for the
step by step.
Yeah.
So in this lab, you'd like to still research and study addiction, but also help international students.
Yeah.
Like with their own internships, like kind of give back to people similar to you.
Yes, definitely, because if you're out there, like, unfortunately, it's really hard to get anything from your comfort zone. But when you put yourself out there, I know how hard it is to put yourself out there. I feel like, and then you're met with so many opportunities. You're like, wow, I just had one job. See, all along, I didn't have to struggle and all that. But I feel like if you put yourself out there and then you have opportunities, there will be people, you know, like, thanking you for that. Also, like, I won't just be studying addiction. I will also include other stuff like the judiciary system and how it affects people, and do studies about that. And yeah, I will, you know, do a whole variety of research. But addiction right now is the reason why I'm going into research.
Do you think you would connect addiction with the judicial system?
Absolutely, because I feel like that's just based on my knowledge. I feel educated. Based on my knowledge, the moment you go into prison, when you get out, it's like very challenging. Going back to going back home and all that. If you've been away for 5 years, you know what happened? And like, not even 5 now. Let's do 3 months. So many things change, you know, in 3 months, and now it's 5 years, and now I have to be caught up and all that, and then people are judging you and all that. They want the bestest way you. Unfortunately, I don't mean to say the bestest, but the quickest and easiest way for people to deal with such feelings is using substances, which leads to addiction, because, oh, you'll be triggered by this person, and oh, they looked at me weird, they gave me, they were talking to me from a tone, and, you know, stuff like that, and which will put them back to prison, and, you know, the cycle goes on and on. So, like, how can we break it and help those people, at the same time educating the society that, yes, they've made mistake, they're people, let's give them a second chance. They did it again, okay, they're people, let's give them a third chance, and stuff like that. So
sounds like you really want to give people a second chance and really break some barriers.
Yeah.
Does that resonate with you? Do you feel like you've gotten a second chance or breaking a barrier?
I'm trying to keep it, you know, to one chance, but I have been given second chances multiple times, and sometimes, you know, it will be, yay, you know, it's okay. Other times it will be like, yeah, you can come back. Why don't you do this? You know, and both times I looked how I felt, and I realized like where I was welcome and invited, and genuinely like people would care for me. I felt more like, relaxed and all that, like I can do this, even if it's like the second, third, 10th time that I've done it, compared to like where I was like, there was some whispers and all that. So like that was like on a lower level because like it was just like, for example, a class or a project. But we're talking about life right now. Like this is 5 years of your life. You've been away. There's a way that people start seeing you.
Yep.
It affects how you see yourself. You know, and how can we change that? You know, or at least try to convince people to change that. Like, oh, you're like you have this. Like, if you're aware of something, you're going to pay more attention to like you know when you're doing it. But for some people, they're like, no, I'm not like that. Yes, you are. I'm telling you, you are. You know, but
I'm hearing a lot of judgment.
I know,
like not you being judgmental, but people around you have been judgmental, and that's been a struggle.
Yeah.
So you want to like fix that struggle. You don't want other people to feel judged. You want to like skip the judgment and create this safe space for people to come and help them with their transition into life, whether it's at a jail, in the judicial system, or from a different country, helping them in an environment that's not judgmental learn.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. And also like it's okay if you're judgmental. We all are.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's different levels. So like when you feel like, oh, turn it down, relax, we didn't see nothing. We're just gonna pretend we didn't see nothing. But it's okay. We're not judging you. It's like, I do it, you do it, everyone does it. But can we tone it down because we're trying this individual? We don't know what went on. See, I want to know what's the mind.
Yeah.
See, like stuff like that. I know it's like a lot of work, but I'm ready for it.
Doesn't seem like you're scared of work.
I